This is our podcast. No name podcast yet. We need to come up with a name.
We will figure it out later after we hear Anis's story.
Basically, do you guys listen to Azri and Rayhan's podcast?
No.
Yeah,
why would
this is expected.
Sure, it's great.
Basically, in their podcast, they called us out.
Oh my god.
But it was
us.
Everyone. They said it's their second episode, and they were like, in today's episode, we're gonna talk about a group that's copying us. And I was like, what? And then he pulled out names. Like he said, Anisa, Farah, Noor, Ghala.
What?
But they said it, and my heart dropped because I'm like, do we already have beef when we don't even have an episode out? And then it was like 2 minutes into the podcast, and then I got to like 4 minutes in, and they're like, actually though, it's a great group of people. They're very chill. Go check out their podcast when they upload it.
I know they were trying to be cool and supportive later on, like they switched up the tone, but I'm already aggressive. I don't know about y'all.
We have beef now. If Azri and Rayhan are listening to this, we have beef. They do have a podcast. It's called Scuff Podcast. It's
Why is it called Scuff Podcast?
Because it's scuffed. I actually don't know what scuff means.
Should we also have a dumb name like them?
Just call their podcast name dumb?
Yeah.
You really want to start beef, don't you?
Hey Siri, what does scuffed mean? Yeah, a mark made by scraping or grazing a surface or object. So
That doesn't make sense. What's the relation with the podcast?
We can bring that up with them. Like if they listen to this, then they can reply back with an answer, and we will have beef. All right, are we gonna talk about podcast names?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm so bad with naming things.
I mean, what is this podcast about? What do you guys want it to be about?
Just
girls.
Just the girls.
Just girls.
Just the girls.
I'm actually horrible at naming things. I had to change my cat's name like how many times? Noor has never called them by their correct names.
Yes, I have.
Their names right now are Toulouse and Marie. And every time she sees them, she will not call them Toulouse and Marie. And I believe that this will lead to identity crisis later on when they grow up.
That's not true. I do call them Toulouse and Marie. But deep inside, I know it's just a simple.
Guys, he's calling again.
Who's calling?
Who's he?
William Longhouse.
Let him join in.
Hello?
Can you put his thing next to the speaker so we can hear him?
You just breathe.
What?
Hang up right now. Hang up right now.
I'm not doing this. This is some Minecraft horror map type of stuff that I don't right now.
I hung up.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, let's talk about this podcast. My goal for it is that other high schoolers who are going through the same thing like us and are super lonely and don't know what to do ever, especially seniors, it's a horrible time to be existing as a senior right now. So I want this podcast for other people to listen to and feel like, oh, if these people, we're not that important, but if they're like, these people can make it through, I can make it through. And I think that'd be fun to have a podcast about that.
I mean, this applies to everybody but Noor right now. But we don't have done. We don't know what college we want to go to. Our major, a little bit undecided. No, don't even join in. Our major, do we even know what we want to do? Maybe a little bit. Do we have a list? Did we do a single application? I don't even know what an application looks like. It's fine. We will all take a gap year together.
Exactly. But that's my goal for the podcast. I think that's everyone else's goal. Let's talk about, senior year. How are you guys doing with the application?
What senior year?
Senior year, a mess. This whole online thing, not great.
Yeah.
But Anissa, you're not online, right?
I am online. I wasn't supposed to be, but the cases here got to the cases in all of Malaysia got to over 300, and that's what made them close down everything.
Oh.
like only 300, or I think it's going up every day, and they're keeping it closed, so it's fine. Um,
I'm gonna look up the Rona cases here.
Me too. I was just doing it because when she said 300, I'm like, wow, they really have their things together right now.
Yeah, we're at like 400 a day, which is pretty good. But I did see something that was like in Jeddah, they only found 3 one of the days, which is so good.
But I don't believe them.
Why not?
Because I personally know 3 people who have corona.
No, but discovering them a day is different.
I remember when they were like, we're not going to go back to school until it's 0 cases for 10 days.
wow, it's kind of strict. Do
I
they
think
actually
it's
think it's gonna
I
happen?
think it's they're not gonna go back to school until there's a vaccine. Right?
No.
That's really struggling. She really wants to go to school.
Yeah, her shaky breath.
Because I told my mom that, so basically I had this cap and gown fitting, in quotations, because it was not a fitting, last week. And what they did was they had the seniors come to the school, and this lady looked at her body, and she was like, okay, you're medium. And that was a fitting.
That was the
And
whole.
and then we also, Noor and I, did this volunteer thing in the library, so we actually stayed from 9 to 3, and it was so fun because I miss school so much. We changed this this aquarium's dirty turtle water. We set up Halloween decorations, and I had a thought. I want to go to school on normal days where I do have Zoom, and I'm just gonna Zoom in the library. Is that allowed? Probably not. But I'm gonna say that I'm volunteering, so they're not gonna be like, "Why are you here?"
I hate the like zooming because I have to be on my computer for classes at least 4 hours, and then in between those classes I'm doing homework, and then after those classes I'm also doing homework, and I also want to talk to my friends, but that has to be online. It's way too much.
It's horrible.
It's a struggle.
For me, when we traveled here to Malaysia, I had my sleep schedule ruined horribly, and I was waking up at 2 in the morning.
Oh my
Um,
god.
but then we like developed into a schedule, and now I sleep by 10 p.m. and I'm awake by 5 in the morning, and that's when my day starts. And then it also still shocks me that you guys have online school, where it's normal time class, because since we have online school, it's gotten shorter. So the day starts at 9 and it finishes at 1. And I think every class is 50 minutes.
For us, it's like an hour for each class, and the class starts at like at 9, and then we finish at 3. But each class is only an hour, and our breaks are 30 minutes,
You guys
except
have
for lunch.
30-minute breaks?
Yeah,
I can only dream.
yeah.
It is great, but the fact that the all our classes are only 4 hours, yet I have to be online from 9 to 3 is exhausting.
I don't know why they have 30-minute breaks. That's kind of a waste of time. Just finish the classes and let the students go.
How is Zooming while everybody else is going to school?
It was horrible, actually. I'm
Oh,
I'm failing math. I'm failing math class, guys. When I was Zooming with everyone else being back at school, it was the worst thing ever, because teachers do not care about online kids if they are Zooming while everyone else is in class, because they just want to put their presentation on the whiteboard and then not show me the whiteboard. And I'm like, okay, what am I looking at? But now that everyone else is online, it's become easier, but like I'm still like failing math, so it's fine. All of his tests are cumulative, so they add up everything that we've learned before.
no.
No.
So, so I understood like half of this unit, which was derivatives, I think, but the test was full of limits and review from last year, and I was like, I can't. I looked at the test, and I've never actually given up on a test. Like, I've tried to make it to the end, but I looked at the questions and I'm like, I think this is it. I might just leave the Zoom call. I can't do it.
We actually have a test tomorrow for derivatives.
No, we're not gonna talk about that. Can we keep this a positive environment right now?
Positive. But it's so funny because after that test, I emailed him immediately after I ended the Zoom, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need a recommendation for a tutor so I can get one. I am not getting it. I'm failing your class. We're gonna need a tutor now. And he's like, all right, I got you covered. And I'm like, thank you.
Guys, I'm publicly calling out Ghala.
Oof.
She posted
no.
on her story a
Okay.
tweet, and it said, "Just found out I'm really good at escape rooms." And then they added to the tweet and said, "Apparently, if you have a panic attack in the corner, they let you out early." I'm calling you out because I did not do that, and I was not the girl in the corner that was having a panic attack. I was the girl who was helping the other girls that were having a panic attack.
Dude hates escape rooms, and she literally goes while the actors are there. She would tell like the people that she's doing the escape room with, they can't touch you guys. It's okay. They can't touch you.
They get so scared though, and I felt so bad because they literally look like they're gonna like lose it, and I'm like, guys, he can't do anything. The first escape room, the reason I don't like it is because the first escape room I did was like we were in a hallway and we were trying to get a door to open so we can go like figure out the other clues. We eventually get the door to open. We find a box. We open it, and it's a picture of us trying to open the door in the hallway.
No, that's so scary.
That means there was someone in the other room, and I was like, no, absolutely not. And I just hated it ever since then.
That's actually
You can attack
terrifying.
me.
Okay, but the way that I would actually pee myself if I went through one of it.
I've never done an escape room, so I didn't think they were that scary.
I did one in middle school, but it was not even like that type of vibe. It was just like get out of the room. Like there was nothing scary about it. We were just trying to find clues. And it
Yeah,
was so bad, but yeah,
I thought all escape rooms were like others, like where you just escape.
I want to attack Noor before I forget.
What?
She's so scared of so many things. And I'm specifically talking about the Minecraft horror maps. I've only played one with you.
No, but they're
But
actually.
I wanna know what happened yesterday because I was not able to join that.
Oh my god, that one was kind of actually scary.
Okay, that one was actually insane though.
Farah, did you play?
No, I
No,
was napping.
but it was me, Moody, and Noor. The map was basically you walk down a hallway and it's like repeating. The whole hallway is repeating, right? And there's a staircase going down to a dark room, and then you walk down the same hallway, right? So it was kind of trippy. And then as it's going on, there's like these noises because horror maps are mostly audio. There's scary noises, and the texture pack
Texture pack?
made everything scary. Um, but basically, we got the bad ending because we went into a room and we got captured by the demon who takes children's souls, and they put us in a crib, and then they jump scared us, and then it took us to a room that said bad ending. There's 3 different endings, so we didn't get to play all of it, but that one was actually scary. Like if everyone else played, you would have seen it's dead terrifying.
Yeah, and like whenever we'd repeat and go into the different rooms, it would usually say basement until we entered one that said hell.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
And then there's a part where it's like a trippy hallway, and there's these jump scares popping out at you through the hallway.
And Moody had like a block on his head, and he didn't even.
Oh my god, Moody's terrifying. I'm never playing with that kid again.
I actually didn't trust him at all, and I thought that he was part of it.
They have to know why. Okay, when we went down that first staircase, we entered a room where there was a villager basically turned around in a chair, so you could only see his back, but his head was twitching, right? His head was fully twitching, the villager, and then everything goes black and the villager disappears, and me and Noor look at Moody, and Moody has some black block on his head, and he just wouldn't take it off, and we're like, Moody, what's on your head? And he's just not responding. And he was being so sketchy, and we're like, hello, did you put that on your head or what? And he's like, okay, let's go to the next floor. Like, what?
And then he's like, I can't see, I have to walk backwards.
He kept saying he can't see. But horror maps are the best, only because I get to play with friends.
Aww.
Wow, we've been recording for a while and we still don't have a name. We need more options. There's the podcast if we don't come up with anything. That's last.
That is
resort.
not an option.
I love that one. That is my choice.
That's a very last resort podcast, but we need something else. Like they have scuff podcasts. What are we like glazed?
You know the
You say it like their podcast name is the best in the world.
It's not. I was just taking ideas. Like, there's scuff, there's antonyms of scuff.
We're not gonna do the same, but
Oh my God, Anissa, I know you're
don't
used
have-
to copying everyone, but you can't do it right now.
Oh, but can we talk about how Anissa copies Farah? Now that we
Yes.
opened that up.
Do we need to talk
Yeah.
about this?
Farah, please go ahead. This is your story.
This is your time.
I don't know. All I have to say is just she copies me. My slang, my words. When I text, okay, you know how she says worm all the time?
Yeah.
Guess who was the first one who said that? Me.
You.
I was the one who said that. And then,
He's just inspired by another woman. I
listen,
empower.
and then I do this thing when I text. It's like sometimes I'll be like, me when I blah, blah, blah. And then it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I did that with Anissa, she was really confused and she was like, where's the reaction picture? Because usually there's a reaction picture. I don't understand. And then guess what she did 2 days ago? She said me when I. And I'm
That
like,
one.
what are you doing?
That one was
What are
scary.
you doing?
I said me when I something, and then she said, "Oh, look who's saying it now." And it actually didn't hit me that she said it first because I've been saying it for so long, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm actually becoming her. There's something wrong with me." Like it hit me. It hit me right then and there.
Greta pointed out that my laugh is becoming more like hers. This haunted me since the day I no longer want to laugh because I feel like I'm copying her.
I thought you were gonna say you no longer want to laugh because you don't want to have such an ugly laugh, and
No! Your laugh is so contagious. I love it.
contagious is not because it's not ugly. It's okay.
But that's it. That's it for today, right?
Yeah. I think
We recorded for a whole hour. But that's fine. We're done recording, right? This is it. This is peak.
Yeah.
This is the ending. We're not gonna even.
Should we do like an wait, what's an outro?
For listening, guys. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Adios.